What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is Legendary Season 3, Episode 3. We made it. I got y'all all 3 episodes reviews tonight. So let's get into this. So this is our first theme ball of the season. We have 8 houses, and this is an animal queendom theme. Each house has to choose an animal, and they're going to be rated on, costuming, character, yada yada yada. They wanted to see Femme Queen, and also the challenge this episode is the 360 dip, which was created, originated, perfected, never to be duplicated. Well, it seems like can't nobody duplicate it. By Laomi. So this is what I'm going to say before we even get into this. For me, if the challenge was to hit the 360 dip, if you didn't hit the 360 dip, I feel like you should not have been eligible to get a 10. That's just how I feel. If that was the challenge and y'all didn't hit it, I don't care how great your performance was, I don't feel like you should have been able to get a 10. But that's my 2 cents. The guest judge is Anita. She's a singer, songwriter from Brazil. Look, Anita was just happy to be there. Child, we'll get to Anita, child. So the first house to go was Alpha Omega. Now, they were snakes. The other thing, we'll get to that. Taj was doing the 360, and baby, I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you they failed. Okay, Taj didn't hit the 360. Their performance was, for the first performance out the gate, it was interesting. It was intriguing. You had the whole snake element, and they were slithering and all that good stuff. But I mean, they look good. They did. I felt like it was a good opening performance. So Kiki gave them a 9. Laomi gave them an 8. Well, everybody else gave them 8s. Yeah. So they had a score of 41. And I was okay with that. I thought that was cool. For an opening performance, I think they did really good. I do. So then we had the House of Labasia. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you now. I wanna be here for the House of Labasia because they got my girl Aja. And they also have my boy Jelani. I really want to be here for Labasia. But let me say, their storyline was Caterpillar to Butterfly, which I already think that's a lazy... easy reach. I mean, an easy theme. I mean, Caterpillar to Butterfly has been done 5,000 times. And then their storyline was Aja and her transformation from, going through her transition into becoming a trans woman. To me, there's just nothing innovative about that. There's nothing... I mean, when they said it, I was like, okay, because I just felt like it was an easy story. They didn't hit the 360 either, and the storyline was, and their execution was sloppy. It was just kind of all over the place. Kiki gave them a 6, Laomi gave them a 4, Law gave them a 6, Jamila a 6, Anita a 8. And then Kiki uses her gag flag to save them. Now listen, Kiki, girl, listen, baby. You have 8 more weeks of this. I get it that you like them. I get it that she kept saying, I believe in you, I believe in you, I believe in you. But honestly, overall, I mean, you didn't even, and I didn't catch that part of the rule. Do they have to use it at the time of judging, or can they wait and use it? Like, can they use it at any point in time that episode? Because, girl, Kiki, girl, you should have waited. I just felt like you should have held that, but neither here nor there. So Kiki can't use it anymore this season. So now we're only down to 3 judges. 4, I guess the guest judge can do it. I don't know. But the reality is their scores weren't that bad. They would have ended up with a score of a 30 out of 50, which I feel like they'd have been. Anyway, neither here nor there, it happened, child. So then we have the House of Allen. I'm going to say Allen because I know I keep messing up their last name. They were birds. Now, Sparkle was supposed to do their 360. I felt like their movements were slow. I felt like they were giving me low energy. Now, I did enjoy their floor. When they were on the floor and they were working the floor, I did enjoy that. But overall, I wasn't that impressed with their performance, and Sparkle did not hit the dip. Sparkle didn't hit the dip either. Law gave them a 7. Jamila gave them a 6. Now, you know Jamila gave them a 6, baby. You know their performance won't that good, okay? Anita gave them a 9. Kiki and Leomi gave them a 6. So they had a score of 34. Let me see. There was a 10, 22. Yeah, they would have had a 30. Okay. So then we have the Yamoto, and they did the Jaguar. Theirs was probably my favorite performance of the night. My second favorite, I'll get to them in a second. But they were the Jaguar. First of all, from the very beginning, actually, well, they were my favorite. Were they my favorite? They were one of my favorites. Let me say they were one of my favorites. Their storyline was clear from the beginning. I like the fact that the mother of the house was an albino Jaguar, and that was part of the storyline because it made her stand out, but it also was part of their storyline. Devo was doing the 360 dip, and he actually hit it. And I understood the story, and I wrote that they were in character the whole time. I mean, they were felines the whole time they were out there. So Kiki gave them a 9, Leomi gave them an 8, Anita gave them a 10, Law gave them a 10, and Jamila gave them an 8. So their score was 10, 20, 36, 45. So they had a score of 44, 45. Then we had the House of Ada. Now, they were poisonous frogs, which I thought was a very interesting choice. I thought it was a very interesting choice, but, and I wasn't really sure I was crazy about it. Now, I wasn't crazy about their costumes, even though, I mean, how do you become a poisonous snake, I guess? I mean, a poisonous frog. But I like the fact that they were in character as well. They were hip-hopping and hibbiting all over the floor, and Sephora was doing the 360 dip, which they did not do. They didn't execute it. And I wrote sloppy. I wrote that they were sort of sloppy, but Kiki gave them a 9, Anita a 10, Leomi a 7, Jamila a 8, and Law a 8. So, yeah. So then we have the House of Machiavelli. They were the Scorpion. Now, their hair and makeup was everything. I enjoyed it. And I actually enjoyed their performance. I wrote they look good. I like their hair and makeup. I wrote they were low energy. And I think that's what got them in trouble. Because their energy, they just didn't seem to, I don't know. They were scorpions. They were supposed to make me feel like they was about to sting me or something. I don't know. They looked the part. Their dancing, their choreography didn't match it, right? Kiki gave him a 7, Leomi a 6, Law a 7, Anita 7, and Jamila a 6. They had a score of 33. So then we had the House of Revlon. They were bees. I was here for the bees. I did enjoy their performance. My only issue is my issue is a bee is not an animal. A bee is an insect. I know that might sound petty, but if you were supposed to pick an animal and you did not pick an animal, then you did not follow through with the challenge. Again, it may sound petty, and that's fine. I'll accept that it's petty to some people, but for me, I just feel like they didn't do what they were supposed to do. They didn't land the 360. They did not land, but their performance was enjoyable. It was high energy. They gave Femme Queen the whole way through. Mother Kiana was everything. Like, she was everything. She was giving everything. I mean, Leomi was like they ate, right? I loved their performance, except for the fact they didn't hit the element they were supposed to hit. And for that, I feel like they shouldn't have got any 10s. But Kiki gave him a 10. Anita gave him a 10. Jamila gave him a 10. But Leomi said the only reason why she didn't is because they didn't hit the element. And that's how I feel. I feel like they should have had all 9s. And Law gave him a 9. So they had a 48. That's just my opinion. I don't feel like they should have had a 48. I feel like If the only people that hit the daggone element, that's who should have won. Only one team hit the element. By default, they should have won, in my opinion. Anyway. The last house was Juicy Couture. Now remember Juicy Couture. Now they were a zebra. Actually, maybe they were two. Didn't they hit the? No, he didn't hit the element. He didn't hit the element. But their performance, I love their performance. Let me tell you what I loved about their performance. See, when your choreography is complicated and you're doing different things, that even if you miss a little bit, even if you don't quite hit it, it's still better than what everybody else did because they played it safe and you didn't. They did this move where DUX, DUY, he walked across their back and then into a dip. He didn't quite get his footing right on that last step off of the back, so he didn't quite get the dip right. But because that part of the choreography was so exciting to see him jumping on their back and climbing across their back, like I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. So even when he didn't quite hit that last part, it didn't matter. It was exciting. They did something else with the back situation. But again, they didn't hit the element. But the story was very clear. It was a very clear story from beginning to end. And it was an enjoyable story. Like, I loved it. I was mad when it was over. Like, that's how you're supposed to feel. You're supposed to be like, damn, that's it. I was here for their performance. I really felt like, I really wish he would have hit the dip because I feel like they should have been top house. That's just my opinion. Law gave them a 9. Laomi and Jamila gave them a 9. Anita and Kiki both gave them 10s. I feel like had he hit that dip, at least two of those 9s would have been 10s. But either way, they ended with the 47, which means that the House of Revlon won with the 48. Honestly, I don't understand how. Let me make sure before I say that, because let me make sure I'm right. Yeah, I don't understand how the house that didn't hit the challenge element wins. Am I crazy? Put it in the comments. If I'm tripping, y'all tell me. But neither here nor there. The bottom houses were Machiavelli and the House of Ada. Hold on. No. Machiavelli and the House of Allen. I'm sorry. Ada was fine. So Summer went against Goldie. I thought it was a good challenge. However, I feel like Summer might have ran out of steam. I feel like Summer wasn't really towards the end. I feel like Summer ran out of steam, y'all. I'm just being honest. But Goldie ended up winning, so the House of Machiavelli is saved and the House of Allen goes home. So we are down to 7. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Y'all agree or disagree with what I'm saying? I don't know. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.